Okay.
Hello, 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 hello. You are welcome to the first brand new Sawuboonaaa. I'm just going to give you a minute to come on in and be part of the show. My name is Dr. Louisa Akaizo. So I'll just give you a minute to come on in. Jump in and let us know where you're joining us from. It's good to have you
Okay.
this afternoon. Come on in. Thank you. And just comment and let us know where you're joining us from. Welcome. Just come in and share the videos with those around you.
Okay. Let me share.
Hello, Ellen. It's good to have you here from Maryland. Thank you so much for joining, my sister. We're just going to give it a few minutes for people to join.
Okay. I'm sharing. Yes, I can share. Okay.
Welcome, my sister. It's good to have you, Ellen. Thank you so much. Welcome, everyone, and let me know where you're joining us from. If you're on YouTube, welcome. If you're on the Facebook page, welcome. It's Sawuboonaaa, and this is the very first one that we're having. It's going to be every 12 p.m. West African time. It's good to have you. We're just giving it a few minutes because it's our first session, so we're just giving it a few minutes. Okay, welcome everyone. It's so great to have you in the house. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to have a fantastic time. If it's your very first time for being here, you're definitely in the right place. But what I'm going to encourage you that next time, you don't want to show up here alone. So we'll be here every Mondays and Saturdays at 12 p.m. West African time, depending on what part of the world that you're joining from. Presently, I'm on Eastern time right now, so it's 7 a.m. Okay, so you have to wake up early if you're around me, but you will definitely have access to the video on YouTube. You'll have access to it on our platform, a Facebook community, and that's Women Who Win Africa on Facebook, and on my page, Louisa Akaizo. So, welcome. Do me a favor, jump into the comment box and let me know where exactly that you're joining us from. Women Who Win Africa, if it's your first time of really be here and you've never heard about us, where have you been? Oh my goodness. Women Who Win Africa is a platform that empowers the African woman to build her leadership capacity, become an active political participator, drive meaningful change, and be able to build legacies that outlive them. Okay, and this year we're doing fantastic stuff. We're everywhere in Africa. So if you haven't seen us yet, I don't know where you've been, but you're welcome. It's not too late to be part of this movement. We are a new generation of women who are making things happen. We are not just showing up as mothers, daughters, and wives, and that's okay, but we're very focused on becoming valuable contributors to the advancement of our community. Every one of us talks about the Africa we want. Who's going to build it? That's going to be you. So you have to come on this movement with us. And that's what we're doing with Women Who Win Africa. So every Saturdays and Mondays at 12 p.m. West African time, what are we going to be doing? Sawuboonaaa. You might be asking, what is Sawuboonaaa? Sawuboonaaa means I see you, I appreciate you, I honor you, I celebrate you. Why is that even important? Well, the African woman is never being celebrated. The art of honor, the culture of honor is lost in Africa. And that's what Women Who Win Africa is working tirelessly to restore. Women must be celebrated, especially African women. So this is why we're here every Mondays and Saturdays. We just got this started, and we were inspired by the theme of the African Women's Day this year, which is the unsung heroine. Oh my goodness, when I saw that, I was so excited. I was like, wow, finally something that is gonna just kind of spur us up. So guys, you're definitely in the right place. We're gonna be having fun chatting. It's just gonna be storytelling. It's a time to hang out. What are you doing on a Sunday morning or a Sunday afternoon? Are you just getting bored and just hanging around and doing housework? This is a good place for you to hang out. We want to hear from you. Not just be part of what we're doing, but of course, nominate people who can come on the show. Great women who are doing great work all over Africa. Amazing ladies. Look at Nene's here, all the way from Gambia. Of course, she's a great woman, politician right there in Gambia, doing amazing work. Thank you so much, my sister, for joining us. So please invite everyone that's around you and let them know that we have a date every Saturday at 12 p.m. West African time, and on Mondays too, 12 p.m. West African time. And we'll be going on LinkedIn as well. I'm telling you, this is going to be fun. So today I have with me the amazing Linda Nyaamah Anaabah. And of course, also, who is in the house is my co-host, McCann. Sometimes you're going to see McCann here. You might not see my face. But McCann, just say hello to everyone. Hi, McCann.
Hello, everyone. Yes, hello, everyone. It's so great to be here. Good afternoon, wherever you're joining from. Welcome to the show. I'm excited to be here and I'm excited, to learn from the stories of women all over Africa inspiring change. So thank you, Dr. Louisa.
Thank you. It's always great to hang out with you. Listen, guys, let me tell you, McCain is so much fun, a lot more fun than me. So when she comes up, it's gonna be a firecracker. It just brings me so much joy that we have finally come to agreement that it's time for us to put the spotlight on women in Africa who deserve to be celebrated. It's time for us to do that. Nobody's gonna do it for
Yes,
us.
it's time.
Nobody's going to do it for us. All these amazing women with great stories. Guys, you would believe me right after this session. But thank you so much for joining us. And I look forward to seeing you every week. If you're here alone, like I said, go drag your sister, your mom, your brother, your uncle, and your enemies too. Maybe after the story, they're going to be inspired to begin to live differently. So I'm just going to get my guests right here on the screen. So let's get things looking a lot better here. Let's see. Woo-hoo! Hello, Linda. How are you feeling today? Can you unmute your microphone? Please unmute your microphone right there. I think you're muted. Yep. Wonderful. We can hear you now. How are you doing today?
Hello.
Hi. It's good to see you. Can you hear me?
Have you online?
Yes. Can you hear me?
And thank you, Dr. Luisa. I'm so excited.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I love it. Linda is joining us all the way from Ghana. Guys, let me tell you about this lady.
I'm so
excited. Can you hear me, Linda? It looks like there's a delay. Can you hear me? Guys, if you can hear me, just comment in the box below. I hope that you can hear me. Linda, can you hear me? How is that? Linda, can you hear me? I'm not sure what's going on with the network. We lost McCain. Can you hear me, Linda?
I can hear you.
Okay. Wonderful. Guys, this is something we struggle with in Africa, the network, but it's going to be better. Okay, Linda, it's good to have you in the show. I'm just going to tell you guys a little bit about Linda and who she is. Can you hear me? How is that? So I'm just going to go ahead and talk about Linda a little bit. Well, Linda is this powerful woman who does some amazing stuff through Ghana. One of the most important things that I really love about her is she advocates against dehumanizing widowhood rights in Ghana. And she also is an advocate for sexual reproduction in women. And you know, when I met this lady a couple of months ago, I was a speaker in Rwanda and I heard her story. I was in tears. I was just like, wow, this is impressive. How come I've never heard about Linda? So I guess we have to bring Linda on the show. I hope that her network is going to be kind enough to us. Can you hear me now, Linda? Linda, can you hear me? I'm waiting to get Linda. I'm not sure what's going on. She's a little frozen. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's going to come back on. So, well, I heard about Linda and I thought, wow, I think I should bring Linda on the show. So maybe I just share a little bit about this lady while she's trying to connect. Let's see how I can share a bit about her. Let's just kind of look at her bio here and look at some of the great work that she's doing. Just give me a moment, and that's what we're going to bring on. Okay, wonderful. So Linda Anaabah is from the Upper East region of Ghana, and she's very enthusiastic and professional social worker. What is most important is that she's an expert in peace building and security, human rights and social justice. Okay, we're trying to bring them back on the show. Perfect. McCann, can you hear me? The network kind of threw you up there for a minute. Okay, so.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, Linda, are you back now? Linda is back, but her network is still fuzzy. How is it, Linda? She's joining us from Ghana, and it shouldn't be that bad from Ghana, but I'm not sure what's going on. But Linda has an expertise in adolescent sexual and reproductive health rights, women and gender-related issues. Linda graduated from the Kwame Nkrumah University. And recently she was awarded in Rwanda as one of the young people that are championing social justice and promoting girl-child education in Africa. And of course, in 2019, she was also celebrated by the U.S. Embassy in Ghana, one of the outstanding young women who empower young girls and women in Ghana. She is also the chair of the health committee at Africa Youth Movement, and also a respondent for Africa Youth Peace Network, a peace rebel, and at the World Peace Initiative. So Linda does amazing work. She leads over 250 young people across Ghana in a campaign all the time, you know, advocating for the sexual rights of young girls and women. We're trying to bring Linda on. Just give us a minute, and let's just go back to McCann. McCann, you have had an experience with Linda. You know, you have met her in Rwanda. What do you think about Linda and all of the great work she does?
Oh, okay. You know, Linda is really doing an amazing work in Ghana. I was privileged to be part of the committee who screened her for the award, which she eventually got in Rwanda. And she didn't see the award coming. And the beautiful thing is, and I love what we're doing through this show, Linda has been doing a lot around adolescents, women, girl child, trying to promote justice through what she does. And she's doing great. And I think her story is a story that would inspire her. You know, while we were doing the screening, I was checking her out, researching about her, trying to know what she has done. You know, there's some things you'd see on social media. You wouldn't get to know what inspired her to start. We don't know how she struggled to, you know, get to this point where we're now celebrating her impact. And that's why I'm also looking forward to this story. I want to know where she's coming from. I know where she is now and what she's doing. And I also want to know how she got started. So, Linda, good to have you back.
Welcome back,
Hello.
Linda.
So sorry. My network is not being fair to me. So
That's okay.
I'm struggling, but please, and can you repeat what you just said? I missed it.
Yes, we just
No,
want
no,
to
no.
go into the show. So, how
Oh,
did you get started with the work that you're doing, and what kind of work do you do?
okay. Thank you once again for this. First of all, I want to say a very good morning, afternoon, and evening to everybody listening. And how I got started, wow, is a bit long. I'll start to put it in a very short term. Naturally, I think growing up, I love helping people. I stayed with my parents, but mostly I was influenced by my grandma who passed on just last 2 years. And she was she was a church woman, so she used to help a lot of needy and vulnerable people around. So I think I picked it up there. And when I finished my high school, I told my dad that I wanted to do something different from everybody. He was like, "What?" I said, "I don't know now, but I think I can help people just like grandma." So he was like, "Okay, go for it." So in high school, when I completed, I started doing attachments with community-based NGOs in the Upper East region. My first attachment
Her network is it's a little fuzzy.
and taking care of vulnerable widows that were being tortured or tormented just because their husbands were dead. So I used to go with them. They did it. There was a part in advocacy, in negotiation, and everything. And so I developed interest in it. I did my first attachment knowing that I can do more. So it got to a time I went to the university and I studied religion and science. So in that I developed more interest. So I actually did the attachment with this organization for 3 years, just wanting to learn. And one would say, frankly, I never had any pay or something. I think the first time they ever paid me or give me something was when I was now going to do my national service. They gave me like 30 CD. I think 30 CD is in dollars, it's about $4 as my take home or whatever. But I was excited because I learned more in it. So, and when I was in the university, I started attaching with the student counseling department. I wanted to know more about people, what they are going through. And it got to a time the American Peace Corps was having a program. I said, look, I can do this. I can do it for the senior high school students for free. That is when I started reproductive health, because I realized young people were in schools, they were taught of abstinence, which is good, but most of them were getting STIs, HIV, and unfortunately, illegal abortions that killed a lot of people. So when I was in the university, I was like, no, I can do more. So we started the advocacy and counseling session from the Dean of Students at KNUST. So I was part of the advocacy and counseling team. We went to schools, the junior high schools and senior high schools, talking about reproductive health, consent, sex, and a lot of things. So it actually built me on what to do. I think it shaped me there. So I completed my university with a religion degree, and people thought I was going to be a a religious person. I remember one of my friends said, okay, so what? Are you now going to build a church? I was like, no. What I would do might be more than building a church, but I would try and do something. But in Ghana, when you finish your national your university, you have to do national service. So I did my national service as a junior high school teacher. So I taught social studies and religious studies. We call it RME, religious and moral education. So from there, it was really a great door for me, because first of all, I was a bit resistant, because the village that I was sent to was far from town, and I was like, this might be difficult, not knowing that place was where God wanted me to be. Because when I got there, they already had 4 young girls who were pregnant but was still in school, at a junior high school. Some dropped out because they were pregnant. Some just dropped out because they were period shamed. They were shamed because they had their menses in school and the boys were making fun of them. So when I got to the school, I realized that there were a lot of boys more than girls in the school, and I started talking with the head teacher. I was like, okay, this is what happened, but mostly most of them, they get dropped out because they are either pregnant or the parents have forced them to get married, and that is also what is happening at some age. Most especially the disadvantaged, they just said, okay, it's time for you to get married because we need grains in the house to feed your younger ones. We need cows or whatever. So they just whip you up to marriage. So it happened a lot in those communities. So I started talking with the head teacher. I said, look, we can do something about this. So we started with the menstrual hygiene education. I said, just give me 1 hour every Friday. I can talk about it after closing. And GES, Ghana Education Service, a teacher or 2 teachers have to be there before we can maintain students for more than the closing time. So the head teacher was really, really helpful. So I started with 1 hour teaching them on menstrual health, menstrual hygiene. I started using my service money to buy parts and put it in the school, the head teacher's place, in case you are menstruating and you are in school and you don't have parts, you can go there for it. So that was what happened when I did that. A lot, the head teacher was like, look, since you came, I see that most of the girls are coming to school and they don't feel ashamed to say that I'm either having crumbs, I can't do this, or I need paracetamol or any painkillers in the school. So the girls started opening up. They realized that menstruation was not a shame, because most of them felt like it was dirty. And excuse me to say, it might be cultural. When they get their menses, they automatically isolate themselves from society or from school or from even classes. So we realize that at least 4 or 5 days a week, some girls will not come to school the whole month. For 5 days, they would not come to school. And this changed when I started that initiative. And I'm glad to say that even when I finished my national service, I still went there for 2 years, and it continued after I left, because the other teachers saw how it was good for the students, especially the girls, to continue in school while they are having their menses, which was a bit not that. So during that, I think a friend from the school saw what I was doing, and they were having a program at the Youth Harvest Foundation Ghana. If you see my Facebook, that was my first ever job, paid job that I did. So they told the director of Youth Harvest Foundation that somebody is actually doing something without pay, and they have realized that with this program, it was called Sexual and Reproductive Health and Advocacy Program, that they wanted to implement in communities. So while in the national service, I got that job. They called me for an interview, and they were like, look, we are calling you for this interview because it's a formality, but we heard what you have been doing. So Youth Harvest Foundation was the first ever job or paid job that I did, and I learned a lot. It was a happy learning and a sad learning sometimes, because you go to communities and you realize that most of them, I remember we got to a community, and girls as young as 14, 13 were pregnant and were in their husband's house. And it was a sad situation, but we did the program, and I know that it helped a lot because we had peer educators. I personally trained most of the peer educators in the communities to do the job as a reproductive health advocate in the communities. So I started, when I did that, there was a lot, and about 10 communities within the program period had a lot of education on reproductive health. So after the program ended, if you know NGO work, it was not renewed because of donor, other things, and a lot of things. But I told the director, I said, look, I can still do something, but I would like to do something for myself. So it's a learning process. There will be a break sometime or anything, but I would like to still do something on reproductive health. So I was still doing programs. I go to trainings, I go to schools. Most of them were students that were in and even out of schools. They couldn't get reproductive health training, and unfortunately, most were restricted because of religion. There were certain things we couldn't teach them: how to use condoms. We couldn't teach them just abstinence alone, because we know that most of them were having sex. We couldn't teach them that they should say yes or no when they don't feel like it. So we had a bit of challenge in program delivery because of religion and social things. As people started accusing, of course, me of teaching children how to have sex and how to do whatever. But all along, it was a great success. And now, what I am doing in my NGO is called Society for Empowerment and Social Justice. After my first degree in religion, I did another course at the University of Cape Coast, also still in Ghana, on peace, security, and human rights. And it mended well with us. And personally, I had a lot of impact after doing that course, which is a master's course. And the course, through that, I was taught how to negotiate well. I was taught human rights, basic human rights, and how I can help the already community people that I was working with. So the Society for Empowerment and Social Justice, which I started at 4 years ago, was basically to teach young people women, and also women and men, how to have security in everything, from reproductive health to education to their peace to whatever. So when I started it, I started with teaching uh, young people on early warning signs. Because of elections and other things, I trained, and I'm always proud of that. I trained over 200 young people within six months
That's
on
wonderful.
early warning signs, and it
Linda,
was
we're just going to jump in there for a minute and
okay.
just say hello to our audience who are joining us from different places. I can see that Nigeria is in the house and Liberia is
Oh
here.
yeah,
Woo! We have Maryland, we have Gambia. If you haven't told me where you're joining us from, I mean, what are you doing? It's
yeah,
wonderful to have you here this afternoon in Africa and this
yeah.
morning. If you're in North America, it's great to have you in the house. It is
Mm,
Sawuboonaaa. We are on a movement to celebrate
yeah,
African women who are doing amazing work. For example, we've been listening to Linda this morning,
yeah,
all the way from Ghana. She is amazing. She has started something that is unique. And Linda is going to tell you about her challenge, because I told you at the beginning of the show that when I met Linda and I heard her story, and what she was going through and the challenges, but she's still doing it. So if you're that lady who has been saying, you know what, Dr. Louisa, I don't have a platform yet. I don't have a godfather. I'm not in office yet. I don't think I have the power to create change.
mhm,
After today, you can see that you are just okay. You are enough wherever that you find yourself. You
mhm,
can wake up wherever that you find yourself. Right around you there's someone's life who needs to be transformed.
yeah,
So never ever wait for transformation to come from somebody else. See yourself as the catalyst for change beginning from
yeah,
today. The Africa that we're looking for is not going to jump from heaven. We have to create it. We have to
yeah,
get in and roll up our sleeves and get to doing the dirty work. Look at Linda. She had to go into the schools. Right in the schools, the girls are struggling. Some of you might find it easy. Every month you have your periods, and I think there might be some guys here, but this is the women's platform. So welcome. We're going to have to talk a little bit dirty, okay? It's not going to hurt no guys. So women, we deal with the monthly periods every month. And
yeah,
sometimes some girls don't even have the pads to use. Meanwhile, you're so comfortable that you use pads. You don't even have you lose counts of the things that you buy.
yeah,
I encourage you this morning. Think about it. Look out for Linda. She's doing amazing work. You can
yeah,
actually donate a couple of packs of parts to Linda to make her work easier. You can
yeah,
actually ask Linda or send a message and say, I want to be part of this movement. I want to be able to
yeah,
impact someone's life. I want to be able to
yeah,
create change. And that's what we want. That's what we're doing in Women Who Win Africa, is that we're trying to activate women as an agent of change. So if
yeah.
you've just been sitting on the sidelines and not doing nothing, not this year anymore, and welcome Chinelo. It's good to have you from Nigeria, my sister. Thank you so
Mm,
much. We're seeing a lot of people showing as Facebook user, and I'm not sure why. Maybe if you did register properly with StreamYard, you could show up as Facebook user. And if that's the case, you can just put in your name so that I can give you a shout out, because I really appreciate you making out time to be here. So we're about to get to the end of the show because it's a little bit longer today, just because it's our first show and we're just trying to get our
yeah,
hands on it. But I have one question for Linda. Linda,
yeah,
what would you
yeah.
say to that woman who is struggling, who thinks that I'm not good enough. Maybe my voice is not good enough to create change. Where do I actually begin from? Linda, what would you say to that woman who is still struggling?
First of all, I would tell that woman, go for it. Start anywhere.
Wonderful.
You can do it. Personally, I was challenged. I don't, and you guys might also say that I don't have a good voice, because when I go to the platform, they would be like, is that a baby talking, or who is that? And it used frankly to be an intimidation to me, but I grew tough skin. I said, yeah, that's my voice. I'm not a baby. I am a woman who is impacting life in my community, and I went for it. So I will tell this woman that go for it. Start anywhere. If you say it, you can't do it. You will make mistakes. I made my mistakes. A lot of us made mistakes doing things to impact our community, but the more we do it, the more we get perfect in whatever we are doing. So I will tell that, go for it wherever you are, from somewhere. So that is what I would say. And maybe I would just use that to say, look, there is a lot of challenges. When you are going, there are obstacles.
Yes.
A lot of people will intimidate you. Physically, they will intimidate you. I am a bit short, but when I go to communities, especially when I'm going to meet chiefs and elders to talk about child marriage, ending child marriage and domestic violence, you see, it might not be a general thing, but most of them, almost all of them except one, would be a woman. And they would be like, oh, these school people, they are coming to do what and what. We are destroying the culture of their forefathers. They are doing a lot of things, and they would physically insult you in front of you, intimidate you, ask you. That is why you are not even married. I'm sure you are above marriage age. That is why you are still like this. That is just to demoralize you.
Right.
But look, it is, I always say that it's cowards that don't want the truth. So I'll be like, okay, I am not whatever, but I know that I need, or everybody need, change.
Yes.
People physically, personally, they threw poop at me because we were talking about a young girl, a 9-year-old girl who was being raped by an elderly woman, 52-year-old,
Wow.
who raped a 9-year-old girl.
Oh.
And we're like, look, whatever. And I was thrown, they throw human waste on me because I said, look, we are going to do it. It is hard. Things would happen. The threats will come. They will tell you that I use a motorbike. If you are not careful, we are going to run you with either our cars, or either we have a motor king here. We are going to kill you, and it's going to be an accident. A lot of challenges would come your way. But look, if you do whatever you are supposed to do with an open mind, an open heart, and you know the vision that this your work or whatever you are doing, you know it will be going, you will not be afraid. You can do it. There is a lot of challenges. Personally, I don't know of other NGOs, but we don't have a lot of money. There's no financial whatever for us. But what is happening is that even when rape victims, and we have spoke about this over the years, when rape victims are reported to DOPSU, to the police, they tell them to go for medical checkup. And most of them, at least I can boldly say 95 of these people don't have the money to pay for the medical checkup bills. And just because of that, they will coil up. They will be like, okay, we don't have the money to pay for it, so why do we even report? And some will be intimidation. They just feel like even when they go for the medical checkup, those that will even go, they are afraid that their business will be out there somewhere one day. So you see that most victims are being quiet. They will not report. Some would report, but when it comes to bills, payment, they can't afford it, so they just forget of it. And the worst thing is that we'll settle it in the family matter, and that is what end. And the next month or two, the same perpetrator will also go for another one, and they will continue to settle in family matter. And most of these beasts, I call these men beasts, because they know that those they are raping or abusing don't have kobo. Even when they go to Dopsu, they don't have money to pay anything. So they continue going for those people. And it is a sad situation. It is very sad. And we continue person. When I go to workshop, I go for any policy, whatever. I said, look, unless we remove medical bills or the government is ready to pay for victims, things would go worse and worse. And now some hospitals, they are trying to subsidize it. I think it's not fully covered, but now they pay small. I don't know what that small is. They pay small for the medical bill, and the small we are talking about like 50 CD, which is approximately $7, which is huge, for somebody who cannot afford for the children breakfast, lunch, and supper. It is big money. And we are still trying to say that remove any bill. You know that this is a victim or a suspected victim, remove bills from it. And that is what we are still working on. I think the government is hearing us, other NGOs are hearing us talking about this, and I believe that the near future it will end. If not, if I don't have money, remember now I owe an NGO, but I'm not rich. But when cases like this, you have to cough money for medical. If you want person, you have to cough money to do medical bills, to go for the proceedings. And mostly it's an unfortunate situation. So that is one of the biggest challenge. The other challenge we also have is persons with disability. I work with them a lot, and it is so sad to see that most of them don't even have a place to call home. They call them cares because they are visually impaired, or they have hearing impaired, or they can't walk, they are physically whatever. They call them cares. And most of them, especially the ladies, are on the street, and these beasts will go and rape them. Unfortunately, some cannot even mention their names. We had one case. This girl was mentally unstable, and somebody continuously raped her. She got pregnant. She couldn't tell who. Every man, she would say, this is the person. Every person is the perpetrator, the one who raped her. And the case, we couldn't do anything. Unfortunately, the girl was very young. She gave birth to the baby, but she died on the process. So the baby is still there, but this girl is dead. And people or government is not doing a lot. Maybe they doing something, but they are not doing a lot for people with disability. And it's not anything, but they just need special care, which is not given, especially in Africa. So it is something that the other challenge that we are facing. People are there abusing person with disability, and they can't even do anything. Even I challenge you that we have physically challenged people that cannot even go to some clinics or CHIPS compound because there are even stairs. They have malaria, they can't climb the stairs to go and see a nurse. And we spoke about infrastructure, building, how you even build our public places. Why not have stairs and slides for those people? And most of them will not go to school because they can't climb stairs to enter classrooms.
This is
So
this is
it,
so it's so disheartening, Linda. I mean, thank you
it's
so
it,
much.
yeah,
There's so much that, of course, you're doing,
it's
and I'm
sad.
so
Yeah,
honored to have you come on the show and be able to share deep insights. And guys, if you're
yeah.
just joining us, it's Sawuboonaaa. Sawuboonaaa is a powerful word from Zulu,
Mm,
and it means
mm,
I see you, I honor you, I celebrate you. We are
yeah,
here because we feel that there are so many African women who are doing amazing work with no support. Nobody sees them. No one celebrates them. I mean, can you imagine? Linda has been doing this for so many years. I
yeah,
just got to meet Linda recently. I didn't even know that that
yeah,
existed. And
yeah,
so, wherever that you find yourself, just like Linda said, begin now. It doesn't matter how small. Look
yeah,
around you. There's someone. I mean, you cannot listen to what Linda said. There are young girls around you who need the support. There are
yeah,
people with disabilities who need the support. There is somebody. There's something for you to do. You can be part of what is happening. If you don't have a platform, that's okay. If you don't own an initiative, that's okay. You can be part of the work that is going on. If you are not a
Yeah.
voice, I always say you can be an echo. How can
yeah,
you be an
Yeah.
echo? By
yeah,
supporting what Linda is doing,
Supporting.
by supporting what the
yeah,
other women are doing. So, guys,
yeah.
together we will build the world that we're looking for. So, you're definitely in the right place, and we will always be here every Saturdays and Mondays at 12 p.m. West African time. I have some other people that joined. Sister Kiki, it's good to have you, my sister, all the way from North Carolina. Thank you so much for making out time to be here. And guys, do not come to the show alone. Please do not come to the show alone. Be
Mhm,
sure to share us with other people. And we have Edina is here from Kenya. I just saw
mm,
that she jumped in. It's great to have you here, my sister. We're going to be here every Saturdays and Mondays at 12 p.m. West African time. Be sure not to show up alone. We're going to listen to and have access to real stories, real cases. This is not some mumbo jumbo on Google.
mhm.
These are people who are doing real work. And Linda, I just want to say a big thank you to you for
Thank
saying
you.
yes to the call. A big thank you to you for creating change in Africa. I love you, my sister. I cannot even say that enough.
Love you too.
Just
Yeah.
for the next 1 minute, Linda, you were talking about your voice, and it's not even your voice. I think you look so beautiful.
Thank you.
Able to tell your age. So, what's the secret to that beauty? Maybe you can share something from this. What's the secret to that?
Oh my God. Okay. I think I started earlier saying that I'm mostly influenced by my grandma.
Mm,
Mm.
I think my secret, my grandma never liked anything or most modern food or
mm,
anything from we call them from the white person. So I think what I do is first of all, animal product free person. I don't take whatever. I don't sugar. And for my skin, I have a shea butter. We have the Ghanaian shea butter that I use as body lotion and black soap. I have never bathed anything else but the Ghanaian black soap and shea butter. I don't have any secret. I just live not as my grandma, of course, but I try to live
You try to
natural.
be
Let me, yeah,
natural.
I try to live
I
natural.
love
So so that is it.
So I think I'm gonna go look for shea butter. McCain,
Yeah.
we have to do it. We need to pay
Yeah.
attention here.
Yeah,
Um,
and just to say one thing, now we have young vocational training. So most of doing the shea butter, black soap, and the baskets, and weaving. We weave cloth, so it's easier. And the more you start to use shea butter, I think it can help to give these people also employment and also a voice, their financial muscle. So it's something that we started doing, and it has been a great thing because it's a vocation, and we believe that if you are empowered financially, there are certain decisions that you can make for yourself as a young girl or a woman in society. So that is what we also do. Yeah.
so much, Linda. Thank you so much. And you, lady,
Thank
who
you.
was here to the end of the show, I just want to appreciate you. McCain, what do you feel about the show today?
Oh wow, wow! Today's show has been inspiring. Like at a point,
Yeah.
I had goosebumps, and I just like what Linda has said. And everyone, please, if you joined the show late, do also catch the replay. I bet you'll be inspired, and it's inspiring. And to see what Linda has been able to achieve in her community where she is in Ghana, it's profound. It's really inspiring. I'm
Yeah.
inspired to keep being the change I want to see. And I hope
Thank you.
everyone who joined the show is also inspired as well. We'd like to
Mm.
know your feedback. You can share it in the comment section. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Linda.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So much. And
Thank you.
welcome, Jackie Noko. I'm not sure where you're joining us from, but my sister, I want to say we love you. Thank you for making up time to be here. Some people are showing as a Facebook user. I'm not sure who you are, but if you come
I,
into the
I
show,
think that they need to grant access to StreamYard
wonderful.
for their
Mm.
names.
Yeah.
Yes, so you have to grant access to StreamYard.
Always share your name and where you're joining us from, your country, where you're joining
Mhm.
us from. It's been an amazing time. I am so inspired. Thank you, Linda. Linda can be found on Facebook. She can be
Yeah.
found on LinkedIn. She's in
Mhm.
all the great places and she's doing amazing work. If you're in Ghana, you can connect with her. And if
Yeah.
you're in another country and you just want to support the work that she's doing, go for it. Listen, together we'll create the Africa that we want. Now, if you were here at the beginning of the show, we listened to Nayu the Rain from Mary Messi Messi Timo.
Chingo,
We had Nago Day from what's the other lady's name? Well, Nago
Yemi
Day,
Alade, Yemi
Yummy.
Alade.
that
Yummy Aladi.
right. I don't have the rights to that music, but I'm just gonna send you back with Buga. That one is just amazing. So make sure that you have a wonderful Saturday, and please do not fail to let us know where you're joining us from. You can just hang on for 1 minute and have a good dance, and then we go. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, thank you, everyone. See you on the next episode of the show.
Don't walk, you don't try. Thank you, guys. I'll see you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining. God bless you.